Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy, and today's venture takes us to Team Tiny for the hashtag Team Tiny Autumn Hop 2021. Now this card by PinkFresh was my inspiration. These are the two cards that I've made. They're not near as refined and they're not copied, right? They're just inspired by. So let's just jump into the process. So this sweater stencil is from Sassy and Crafty, and this one I think is called like Abstract Leaves or something like that. It's from Heffy Doodle. I will try to remember to list and link everything downstairs as I'm able to find them, or I'll provide a link to something similar. So you can see I'm using my PinkFresh inks, which I've said before, these are just my go-to. I love these inks, I truly do. And yeah, I mean, I use them for everything, for stamping, for ink blending, for all kinds of different techniques. And you can see that, like, this is super sped up, right? No one ink blends that fast. But look at how good the blending is. And all I did was simple blending, nothing special, nothing spectacular, no fancy techniques. But they just blend so well, and these stencils are so much fun. So you can see compared to the inspiration image that there's much more white on the background than color, and that's because on the inspiration they used the plaid stamp, or the plaid background stamp, and then ink blended over that for some embossed resist. But yeah, I didn't do that. I didn't do any stamping on the backgrounds, and I didn't do any heat embossing or anything like that. So you can see I'm using my Big Shot to use my stencils to create some texture through dry embossing. So I'm following the sandwich on my plate, and I actually ended up having to close that top plate and just use it per normal because there just wasn't enough pressure. So these are the first ones, and you can see there's just a little bit of ink left on the stencil, so there's a hint of color on the back of those, but I love all that amazing texture. Isn't that so cool? I love dry embossing. And the same with this knit sweater one from Sassy and Crafty. So much beautiful texture. All right, now this stamp set from PinkFresh Studio, I can't remember the name. I will have it listed and linked downstairs. And I just followed the same colors, right? The same colors that I ink blended with, I used them for my stamping, and I stamped, heat embossed, and fussy cut all of my houses and both of my sentiments. So obviously I'm not going to show you all that, just a little bit, just to show you how I started. And then I go to my backgrounds. I audition again, per usual, making sure that everything's going to fit where I want it to and how I want it to. And then I just use my double-sided tape to both backgrounds, and then I use the double-sided foam tape to those dry embossed stripes. And I want to make sure that I use the coordinating dry embossed stripes with the ink blended backgrounds. So I want the sweater with the sweater, and I want the abstract leaves with the abstract leaves. So I'm laying it down, kind of eyeing it up, making sure that it's even from top to bottom, left to right for both cards. And then I start layering on my strips. Now I, again, just eyeball it. But the thing that you want to make sure, if you decide you want to try to create these cards, is you want your ends to line up, because my panel, my ink blended panel, words sometimes hard, neither of them go all the way from end to end. There's a slight white border, so you want to make sure that your dry embossed pieces line up the same way. Now I said that I used just eyeballed laying these down. That one is absolutely crooked. By the time I caught it, it was too late. But you know I don't sweat the small stuff, so I threw my hands up. It's okay. It is what it is. It will likely be camouflaged by everything I'm going to be putting down anyway. And it is in the end. So I have these foliage pieces from my stash several weeks ago, maybe even months, I don't know. I did a major play with the mica stains and some of the oxide sprays, and I just had lots of leftover paper from that, and so I just use it to cut out a bunch of foliage. So this particular leafy branch is from PinkFresh. The one up above, that heart one, that is from Honeybee. I end up not using that. I use two different dies actually from Simon, and you'll see those coming up. So again, my cards are not near as refined as that inspiration. You can see that I left the insides of these leaves in, and I like that. Overall, on these particular cards, I see why the designer for the inspiration card left them out. It just takes away some of the bulk, and this one is particularly bulky. I don't know if you can tell, but the spray down on the bottom is just whole leaves. The spray up at the top has the leaves cut in half. So they're two different dies from Simon, and I love them both. But again, I should have let the pieces that pop out, I should have left them out, and it would not be near as heavy or bulky. But again, it is what it is, and I'm not mad about it. It's okay. It's heavier on this one for sure because there's more foliage and they're thicker and lots of different reasons. But in the end, I'm really happy with it. I am not mad about it. I wasn't trying to copy by any means. I was just trying to take that as inspiration, find the different elements that I like, and put those into my cards. So this one on the bottom, you can see that I have put my sentiment on the bottom right. I felt like it balanced it out. And the one on the top, I put the sentiment on the top. So I have those extra little bitty foliage pieces, and they are from that snowflake die set from Stampin' Up! That I've been using a lot lately. And I just thought it just added a little bit of the foliage element over to the sentiments. And so I added these sweet little hearts, one on a house and one by the sentiment. They are, I believe those are from Honeybee, if I'm not mistaken. So those are my cards. Sweet and simple. And you know what? I didn't even talk about the hop. So it's hashtag driven, as per always, with Team Tiny. So again, it's hashtag Team Tiny Autumn Hop 2021, all one word. I'll have it in my title. I'll also have it in the description box. So there's no actual lineup. You just click on that hashtag and that will create for you a playlist, and you can find all the participants that way. So again, guys, hashtag Team Tiny Autumn Hop 2021. Hop around, see everybody, get some beautiful autumn inspiration. I know we're heading into Christmas, but that's not official until after Thanksgiving, right? So we still have a couple weeks. So guys, this is Nancy the Handy Scandy. Like, subscribe, comment, all the things on my video as well as the others, only if you're so inclined, but we definitely appreciate you. And until next time, mwah, I'm out.